Hello boys and Bradine, Ritz here, and today I'm ready to talk to you about pressure regulators. So I'll start off by first saying, what is a pressure regulator? So the general explanation is, a pressure regulator is a valve that automatically cuts off the flow of liquid or gas at a certain pressure. An alternate description is also, a pressure regulator is a normally open valve that takes a high inlet pressure and converts it to a lower preset downstream pressure. So what we got here is a picture of a normal pressure regulator. As you can see, it's got the gauges there and a screw to set the pressure. So in the industry, there's two main types of pressure regulators. This is a single stage pressure regulator and a double stage pressure regulator. Obviously, there's more types of pressure regulators than that are made specifically for certain jobs that have their own modifications, but in general, there's two types of pressure regulators. So the first type of pressure regulator, and probably the most common, is the single stage pressure regulator. There's a picture there of it, as you can see. The main components that are involved in a single stage pressure regulator is the adjustment valve. This is also the adjustment screw. It's located up the top. It's got an arrow there coming off it. It's located right here. Secondly is the pressure reducing valve. It's located down the bottom here. This is the main component that stops the pressure at the point you need. You have the inlet, or as it's called in this diagram, the flow in. You have the outlet, which is flow out. You have the pressure chamber, which is this rectangular chamber right here with the arrows inside of it. You have the rolling diaphragm. It's pretty hard to see right here, but it's basically just a line that kind of goes along there. And we have the main shaft, which is pretty much just this thin line here attached to the pressure reducing valve. And this is attached to the big spring, which you can see here. So I'll give you a basic explanation of how a basic pressure regulator works. So basically how it starts off is the gas or liquid, we'll talk about liquid in this case just to make it easier, comes in through the inlet valve, which we'll say is right here, and it goes down here, around like this, and then we go up here, down this shaft here, into this chamber here. This is the pressure chamber. Now what it does then is, first obviously you set the screw to a certain pressure which you want. What happens is when the water comes in, if it's too high of a pressure, it will go up into this pressure chamber. If it's so high, it will push this spring up. Now what happens is this spring here is attached to this big long shaft which you see here, and this is called the main shaft. So when the pressure gets too high, it pushes against the main diaphragm, which is this line across here, pushes the spring up, which in turn causes this main shaft to push up, which will then block off the water coming in through the inlet. Now what happens then is, since it's blocked off, no more water can come in, and therefore all the water up here in the pressure chamber will flow out through the outlet. And when that happens, the chamber depressurizes, which allows the spring to push back, which will then once again lower the main shaft, allowing the water to flow again. So that's basically how it reduces the pressure. The double stage regulator works very similarly to a single stage regulator. It just has two valves inside of it, and it does it in two stages, reduces the pressure in two stages, that is. I won't explain it too much right now, you don't really need to get into it. It's not too complex, but basically how it goes, I'll give you the basic. The water comes in through the inlet. Down here is the diaphragm. It pushes down, which will then close the inlet so no more can come in. Then it goes up through this chamber into this second pressure chamber, and it kind of does the same thing. So it pretty much regulates the pressure in two stages instead of one. The advantages of a double stage pressure regulator over a single stage is that it's safer. There's less chance of an explosion within the regulator. Because it uses two springs, it's kind of got a safety mechanism. So if the first spring wears out due to like consistent use, it's got a second spring to alleviate for it. So it requires less maintenance. And the two-stage pressure regulator is used for more complex situations. The applications of pressure regulators, this is just some of them that are listed here. You have air compressors, cooking, water pressure reduction, gas-powered vehicles, recreational vehicles, breathable air tanks, so that's stuff like oxygen supplies for medical reasons, and oxygen tanks for marine purposes. They're used within the mining industry and the gas industry. Basically anything that involves pipelines and the flow of one liquid or gas from one place to another. And here I've just got some of the references that are used to get some of that information. So that's it. I hope you learned something, and G-Unit out.